Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. yeah. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
Jeez.
The People's Channel.
Home of the BitSquad, largest, greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Ben, and we come to you live every single day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is, I do not like that comment. Today is Thursday, May the 12th. And guys, it is interesting times in crypto indeed. I want to reiterate what I said yesterday. BitBoy promoted Luna Ponzi. Who promoted the Luna Ponzi on this channel? We never said that was a serious project. That we said we missed it. We never promoted Luna. Never promoted Luna. We had it as our coin of the month 2 months, which was a trading video. And if you go look, both those months, it absolutely crushed it. But I was never sold on Luna 100%. You go back and check all the tapes. I was never sold on Luna 100% like I was on Cardano or some of these other projects. But Luna's dead now, guys. I don't think it's coming back. Did you see the price?
Last time I saw the price, it was right at 2 cents.
It was 1.2 cents this morning.
Yeah. It's
Luna's dead. UST. I mean, it basically yesterday or 2 days ago, we said that we thought it would eventually get its peg back 2 days ago. It's dead at this point, guys. And look, I was giving you the same. Look, we didn't sell Luna. We didn't sell it. We didn't get out of it. We lost $80,000 basically on it, which is what we had in it. So it sucked. And we were giving you guys the same advice that we took ourselves. We told you that we thought the peg would probably come back and, you know, there was a chance it could bounce back. It's dead at this point. I don't think there's any possible way that this is. And by the way, guys, this is unprecedented. Guys, basement, no basement today. Twitch, they made an update and then locked us out of our credentials. We'll be back on Twitch tomorrow. We didn't realize it till right before we went live. So sorry to everybody else.
I might be able to get it figured out.
Okay, TJ's going to try to get it figured out. We love the basement. We love our Twitch audience, obviously. But guys, I would certainly, it's Prad Bit says everybody's buying Luna, not realizing that it's going to zero. Well, I tell you, at this point, I thought it was a good buy at $1. It pumped back up to $5. A lot of people sold it. I would have certainly sold it at that point. At this point, I would not ever advise anyone to put a single dime into Luna going forward. We're going to look at a story later. SEC is going after Luna. They're already in lawsuit with Luna. We talked about several times on the channel. One reason why I kind of had some hesitation with Luna, Do Kwon was already being sued for Mirror Protocol. Do Kwon is done at this point. He is in big trouble. I will tell you that.
Afraid for his life.
He's afraid for his life, and that man does not ever need to come to the United States or he will be locked up for sure. And I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm not saying that, you know, when you have this much money under your responsibility here, and you leave an exploit, which, by the way, there's a tweet. John, is Johnny in here?
We're up on Twitch. Johnny.
Oh, we got up on Twitch, so we are up in the basement now.
Yep.
I don't know if we had the tweet up. Let me see if I can find the tweet real quick. Do Kwon projects die. Let's see if I can find that tweet. I can't find it, but basically somebody tweeted, maybe somebody can find it. Do Kwon tweeted, I think it was 9 days ago, that he can't wait to see a lot of the projects die in the bear market. He said it's fun. He said it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch the projects die in the bear market.
You know, it's tough with those really brazen tweets and attitudes a lot of times. Like, it's great when things are going well. You feel like you're the king of the world.
Oh, we have the same rundown as yesterday, by the way.
All right.
We'll get that fixed. Sorry. Thank you for pointing that out. We'll get it fixed.
No, I totally lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's fine. I'll talk. All right, guys. Let's go and get started. We're at 839.7K here on Twitter. Don't forget to follow us there. Also, we're finally picking up some new followers here on YouTube. Hopefully, we'll be able to get up above the 1.45 million for the first time in a long time. A lot of people are loving the message of this channel lately, and I like that. Bear market, this is an opportunity. Want to reiterate, I'm still so excited about this. I mean, we were talking about with the Meta Money folks this morning, did a little filming with them. So excited about this bear market. So many of my friends have sent me messages in the last couple of days and said, "Is this is what you were talking about?" Like when I got into crypto and I was new,
Yeah.
and speaking from one of my friends' perspectives, when I got into crypto and I was new, you said, the best chance for that market is already gone. Like, this is what you were talking about, right? Like, we're back in bear market. Absolutely. When you look at a lot of these altcoins, man, some great opportunities out there. Doesn't mean this is the bottom. And guys, I want you guys to understand, okay? I don't know where the market is going. I don't know where it's going. I know what history says. And we're going to have a video out for you this weekend about the cycles. We had to kind of go back to the drawing board on some of the stuff after the collapse we had yesterday. But then there's also this, there is an argument that maybe Bitcoin is bottomed, which we're going to look at that also on a video next week. But make sure to check out, bitboycrypto.com, frankiecandles.com, all the different channels that we have. Let's refresh this. That was yesterday. We are now at $1.245 trillion in market cap. Wow. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, I wanted to the point of what you're saying about text from friends. I wanted to, it's very interesting to me, the difference in the text I get from my friends this time versus previous times, where a lot of times you're hearing like people right now saying, "Oh, I'm selling them out. I'm done with crypto." But every text I got was like, "Hey, this is what you were saying. Like, this is a good time to buy, right? Like, you looking to get in right here?" And they're looking to, buy the dips and hold versus freaking out and selling right here, which was nice. It's very different than, took a few years, but they get it now.
People get it. People that have been around us get it. Look at this volume, though. $233 billion in volume. Look at that. Most volume we've seen in a long time. That may actually be near the top.
In volume?
Yeah. 24-hour volume.
I feel like we've had a lot more than that.
There's not a way to track the volume. Why can I not see them? Here we go. Okay. 24-hour volume. 239. 239. It did get up. It hit 3. I will say this. It looks like there are less than 10 days in the history of crypto where we've had higher volume than we have today. You obviously see this spike right here. This spike is above it for sure. Let's see. 232, not above it. 267 above it. 267, 265, 237, 320. That's it. We've had 5. This is the 6th highest day in volume we've ever had. 6th highest day of volume in the history of crypto today. That is absolutely phenomenal. Insane. 19.4%. ETH dominance drops. Bitcoin dominance raises. This is signs of bear market here. It's almost back up to 45%. The GUI is up. It's going to cost you 101.5 Paraguays to send an ETH transaction. We got Bitcoin coming in at 29,400, and you want to talk about a gigantic bounce. For a lot of you guys, you may not understand. This went down to $25,500.
Yep.
It is up like 18% from the bottom. And I'll be honest with you, some numbers we've been looking at for a bottom were in between 24,500 and 27,500, and we have now hit right in the middle of that. Trevor Gosa says, with long-term mindset, I'd love a sub-teen XRP and ADA. Well, that certainly would be a gift from the Lord above, I guess.
Yeah, I was actually doing a little poll here in the office this morning, seeing, we have obviously a variety of different people that are into crypto, all different time frames, all different viewpoints and strategies. So it was interesting to me to see like who was doing what over the last 2 days. Some people did nothing. A lot of people bought this dip, bought Bitcoin. I heard people bought Ape, Solana, Cardano, scooping up things that they didn't have positions in yet on big dips, even if they go a little bit lower. So it was interesting. Basically, a lot of top coins. Frank was saying he doesn't have any metaverse exposure yet, so he's looking at things like Sand and Decentraland and some of that kind of stuff to get into. So, it's definitely max pain out there. It's hard to say it's not max pain if you're down 50% on an altcoin, I mean, on a stable coin. But yeah, it's good opportunities still.
Well, I think what we have to look at here, and I'll tell you this, guys, if you guys want to hear the worst case scenario here, the worst case scenario is, let me explain to you about our video we're coming out with this weekend. We have basically mapped out where we should be in this market. And before yesterday, we were about 22% higher than previous cycles at that time. 22% higher. You realize yesterday we dropped down to exactly $25,000, exactly where we should be according to an 85% drawdown. 182 days in to the bear market. In the last two cycles, if you took those prices and you averaged where we should be at right now, $25,000. That's where we hit yesterday.
What percentage down is that?
I don't know. It's 60 some odd percent, I think. Something like that.
On track.
we can look and see.
Yeah. It's tracking towards 85% down.
Yeah, it's exactly on track for 85% down.
Yeah.
Exactly on track. The previous cycles were 86% drawdown and 84% drawdown for an average of 85% drawdown. If you mapped out an 85% drawdown, which would be 10,300, and you overlaid that on the current cycle where we're at, we should have been exactly at $25,000 on the 182nd day. Guess what we hit on the 182nd day? 25,500. We're right there. So I know we've been talking about we didn't get max euphoria, so we shouldn't get max pain, but we're exactly on track for 10,300, which is scary. But there is a false top theory, which we're going to be doing a video out to explain that maybe that's not true. Maybe that second top was false. A lot of people believe that. So here, what should you do with this information? What should you do with this information? Here's what I would tell you. I think as of hitting 25,500 last night, there is an argument to be made that was the bottom. There's an argument to be made that was the bottom. We may get a large bounce. We may go back above 30. Right now, we're on the upper end, I think, of Frankie Candle's golden pocket that he's been showing. And we're going to talk to Tom Crown in just a moment and get his thoughts on the market. There's a chance that we bottomed. Therefore, right now, I am comfortable with people taking positions. We've been telling you for months now, we're in a bear market, most likely leaning towards a bear market. We don't know if this is a great place to buy. We think there will be more optimal times. I can no longer say with a pretty much 100% guarantee. I felt like it was 100% we were going to see a lower low. I felt that for the last month. I've been telling you guys that. At this point, I'm no longer 100% that we will see another bottom. 50-50, I think, though.
Yeah, there's still potential.
Potential.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm comfortable taking positions.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've said that in a while.
Same. And that's kind of been my response when people are reaching out. For me, 28.5, the upper end of that range, was the number that was going to get my attention. Say, okay, this is a good point to maybe start going back in. Not saying we can't still go even all the way to 20, but the difference between 25 and 20 or 20, we'll buy all the way down. That's when you can average in, if it goes down a little more, maybe you buy a little more. Either way, we won't put all of our dry powder in at once. So, but if you put a chunk in right here, pretty sound logic for that.
We are down, what did I say, like 62%? We are down 63%, about what we're down.
From all time? Yeah.
From all-time high, we're down 63% at this point. 85% drawdown, like I said.
It's like, is that 17 range?
No, it's 10. It's 10. Guys, let's wake up to what reality is. $10,300. $10,355 is 84.99%.
What's 79%, just out of curiosity?
79%?
Yeah.
Why would you want to know 79%?
I'm just if it was, if we do have slightly diminished, I'm just curious.
Slightly diminished at 79 would be about 14,500. There is no evidence of diminished bottom side. Just so everyone's clear. We have diminished return. That's proven. But there's no diminishing downside that we've seen so far. Now, this cycle could set that up based on not getting max euphoria, but we've not seen anything to show that in the history.
There's not a solid trend on.
There's no trend on it. Yeah. Correct. There is no trend. It's bounced around a little bit. So, Bitcoin realized loss. Its historic values falling 40% drop to 26%. It's got this chart here showing realized losses. And I mean, you can see just what this is panic selling. I mean, this is absolutely panic selling for sure.
There's the volume spikes right there.
Absolutely. And I want people to be really clear. We want to help diagnose this market for sure. We want to help you navigate where we're at and where we're going. Okay. I can't tell you 100%. I want people to be clear here. What we're going to do is we're going to lay out 2 scenarios over the next couple of weeks on where we think we're going. 2 different scenarios. One, this was a bottom. One, we've got a lot more bottom side to go. I think there's also potential for a double bottom at this point. That could be another thing that happens. So, but regardless, whether this is a bottom or we have a much lower bottom, I'm good scaling into positions right now. But remember, keep money on the side because there might be much better opportunities.
Absolutely.
All right, let's bring our guy Tom Crown on.
There he is.
Tom Crown in the house in the White. Is that the White House?
It is the White House. So stoked to be here. First time on the morning show. Thanks for having me, guys. There's like 8,000 people watching. What an awesome viewership. Let's go. Spicy
awesome.
Day.
Ooh, spicy. I like it. 8,300. I like it. Make sure, guys, if you like Tom Crown or if you hate Tom Crown, get him back by smashing the like button. That's what you need to do. Number one thing you can do as a member of the Bit Squad, and especially if you like when we have guests on, make sure you hit that like. Let's hit it, Tom. What's going on in this market right now?
Man, what a day to have me on. What a day. Ben, you planned this. I know you planned this. You had this lined up. Well, thank goodness it wasn't yesterday. That was quite a day. So I'm going to show you guys some charts. I think we're going to go from leaning into the bear into the feelings over feeling. We're going to get a little more hopeful. So right now, I'm kind of undecided. I'm going to show my screen here. So yesterday, something happened that has never happened before on Bitcoin. And
oh, gosh, that was TJ's face. That was
wrong button.
It's frightening. Just kidding. TJ, you're handsome. Something happened. This is the BLX. This is all of Bitcoin's history. And so you can see most of the time we have green. These are yearly candles. And, well, this year obviously isn't. But for the first time ever, the yearly candle, I got to zoom in here, is bearish engulfed. That's not a good sign. That means that it's traded all the way down, retraced all of last year's gains, and that's a really uncomfortable spot to be in. Certainly, there's no way to really argue this is a good thing or bullish, but we're going to keep moving, and we're going to maybe hopefully see that there could be a reason that maybe we could have bottomed. Ben said that earlier. I don't want to call that here. I don't know the future, guys.
Nobody at this point, Tom, no one can actually call that the bottom yet. I think we got a lot of factors to look at. Just like on the day that Bitcoin bottomed on December 17th, 2018, I believe it was, or December 12th, one or the other, May the 15th, in between that window, it took about a month before we really looked back and said that. I started calling that the bottom, I think, in the beginning of January. I said that was the bottom. So I think the next couple of weeks are going to be really crucial to determine whether or not we can point back and say this was a bottom or not.
Oh, absolutely. It's always in hindsight the bottoms. So here's we're going to get a little more hopeful here. So that white line on this chart, that is where the year opened on the last chart. That's the line. And you can see that we sold off underneath it. And now, even in today, just the next day, we're kind of inching our way back up. That's not a bad sign. If we can hold that open, that's 28,900. Things can move back up in the rest of the year. It might be all right. What I've also placed here is just 4 of what I consider the most macro supports in existence, really, for Bitcoin. That's 20,000. Everybody knows it. It's funny you said 14,000 earlier, because around 13.8, and of course that 10,000-ish area for that 84% retrace. These are where I'm going to be looking if we see further downside. But at the moment, I like what's going on with Bitcoin holding this open. So I'm going to zoom in a little more. This is where it gets a little technical. If you're a little confused, that's okay. This is really just zooming in on what I just showed you. We see that price has kind of recovered some of what it lost yesterday. It still has a long way to go. Yeah. On the daily, if we want to get back and we want to take back yesterday's losses, we're going to have to get all the way back up to 31,000. For the weekly, that's 34,000. And then we're going to run into resistance up at 35,000 on the monthly. If you guys are chartists, I won't get into it, but our retracement levels, if we look at what we fell from, if we're retracing going back up, they line up pretty well with these daily, weekly, monthly price points. So the chart is absolutely a knife. We don't know if it's the bottom. We'll know that in hindsight. But I like that today we're seeing some buying. We're seeing some very strong volume. You guys said that earlier. And those are the things that we look for if we're going to see a bottom be put in. We're going to see high volume. We're going to see price get bought up. The bigger the wick at the end of this week, fingers crossed on the bottom of this weekly candle, the better. That's really how I see it.
Well, let me give you an interesting number I found when I was doing some research this morning. Okay. If you go back and you look at 2017 to 2018, okay, and this is all kind of, part of, kind of plays into this false top theory where the second top that we got was just pure institutions driving the price up. Okay. If you go back to the last cycle, it was 362 days from the top to the bottom, 362 days. If let's say the top was in April and we got the May crash after that, it's much closer to 1 year than if we looked November, right? So the timing could be about right when you're looking from April to May, 13 months as opposed to 12 months previous cycle, okay? When you go to 2018 and you look at the bottom, people who have been in this market, they remember that. They remember what happened, the hash wars, right? The chart goes like this, whoop, right? From the last little hump that we had to the bottom of the 2018 crash, so basically from the end of November to the end of December, it was a 52% drawdown, 52% in that 1 month. What we just saw was a 49% drop from the last spike to where we're at now. So the numbers, there are some numbers that do support a bottom. When you look at we didn't get max euphoria, I think that supports it as well. So, but we're not saying it's the bottom because the history of the cycles would show you that 10,300 is where we should be looking at. Do you foresee, and of course you had 10,799, I think it said, is one of your levels. Do you foresee it getting that low?
Oh man, I'll be a buyer if it does. I honestly am not really leaning that low. Yeah, who wouldn't? That's what I mean. I'd be a buyer. I think that it's kind of in that logic of we didn't have the thousands of percent kind of upside that we saw in previous cycles. I think it's logical that maybe the downside will be proportionately smaller. There's really no way to know. You told me to bring some fun charts, so I do have something.
Okay.
I do have some good stuff for you. So
let's see it. Yeah.
If we throw that all away, guys, there's actually some really good news. Bitcoin's actually currently trading at $75,000. Let's just throw this up here. 75,000. It actually hit $137,000 yesterday.
We told you it was going to happen. We told you 100K was coming.
We're on the moon. We were right all along. Sorry, God, that's the UST chart. So don't go out there and freak out. UST is trading at 38 cents. That's another fun chart I have in Luna. But you know what? I realized that a lot of people are probably not so happy about this. So I don't think I'm really going to rail on it. My heart goes out to anyone that got wrecked by it, guys. That sucks. But I'm happy that the market is moving. Volatility is back up. Volume is back. And people seem to be interested again. And I think those are the ingredients for this market to at least progress through the cycle or, fingers crossed, recover. And let's go back up to the moon. Let's catch up with UST.
Yeah, if we can only get to UST, we'll be doing really well. What is going on with the soybean market, Tom? Are you up to date on the soybean market? Is it bullish or no?
Not financial advice, guys, but I love my soybeans. I love my wheat and my corn.
Yeah,
they hit highs. They pulled back. I think they're in value zone. I think a smart investor is looking to snap up those commodities.
This guy Tom, he's a bean counter.
That was a good one.
Beans. Well, all right, Tom. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Been very insightful. Glad to have you on a day like today. Guys, make sure to go follow Tom. You can check out his channel. We linked it in the pinned comment in the live chat. And, of course, we also have it in the description. Or if you're an advanced internet user, you can actually search Tom Crown on YouTube, and you can find him that way.
Yeah.
Advanced users, big brain. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on, Tom. And we will catch you next time on the show.
Thanks, Tom.
Absolutely. Have a great one.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Nice. That was fun. Love that guy. Tom's a good one.
I just magically stumbled upon Tom one day. I was on YouTube and I saw his live stream and I thought it was Crown's Crypto Cave at first. I was like, Tom Crown, who is this guy? Oh, I like this guy's glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I started commenting in his chat, and then before he knew it, he was on the show. And that's how it happens here in the world of YouTube.
Magical.
All right, guys, let's go ahead. Somebody says it's sunny inside. Yeah, Tom's pretty slick with them glasses.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
here we
always
go.
sunny wherever Tom is.
Always sunny. Global blockchain funding hits a record $9 billion, growing for the 7th consecutive quarter. That was what we were supposed to. And guys, fundamentals. The fundamentals of blockchain and crypto are great. The fundamentals. There they are right there. Okay. Let's talk about this, guys, because this was something that occurred overnight. And guys, once again, you're always going to look for the FUD to come out. And here we have more FUD. We know what happened with UST. We know it's a disaster. It's destroyed. Tether loses dollar peg amid ongoing stablecoin crisis. Now, it's important that you guys understand that, Tether and USDC both lost their peg last night.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they lose their peg? Did they lose their peg because they're scams? Did they? No. They lost their peg because of so much volatility on the market with so many people trying to withdraw. A liquidity crunch is what happened last night. And it just temporarily lost its peg for a couple minutes and it came right back.
Well,
it can't lose its peg as long as they have $1-to-1 dollar backing. UST is an algorithmic stablecoin, which has to do with liquidity and elasticity and all kinds of different factors. That's why UST lost its peg. It's not the same thing. It's more complicated.
Much more complicated and much less liquidity backing. UST was much smaller. But net is exactly what USDC wanted, is what I think. The fear and from UST creates the regulation. You get a lot of people that were sitting in Tether saying like, well, I might as well move. Like half the people in this office, when I did that poll this morning, a lot of people moved their Tether to USDC. So a lot of people withdrawing from Tether, like you said, creates that liquidity crunch. Tether corrects much quickly. So don't get them confused. They work very differently. Very differently.
Yeah. And I tell you what, maybe we need to start like hashtag pegged.
Yeah, we'll
start that hashtag.
Let's get Decker on that.
We're gonna start. Yeah, we'll get Decker on. Okay. No comment. All right. So, anyways, Tether, the world's largest stablecoin, briefly dropped 5%, falling as low as 95 cents. It's one Tether is issued for $1 worth of an equivalent asset deposited into Tether and vice versa. John Drunkentel, is it good to pick up Luna? No. It is not smart to pick up Luna at this point. Absolutely not. Over the past 24 hours, more than $300 million of DT has been redeemed, a process of converting cash to dollars. This is the liquidity crunch. $300 million worth, guys. $300 million. And so what they're doing right now is they're going to be moving $100 billion in Tether from the Tron blockchain to Ethereum and Avalanche, basically to match the demand. There's not nearly as much demand on Tron as there is for Ethereum and Avalanche right now. So they're having to create that. And then, of course, what they do is they, have these different chains and they create Tether for each chain to make it tradable on that chain so you don't have to use wrapped assets and things like that. So following recent developments in the sphere of stablecoins, Tether has announced that it's coordinating a chain swap to transfer its assets from Tron's TRC20 to Ethereum and Avalanche. Their chief technology officer, Paolo Arduino, assured traders that USDT is not like algorithmic stablecoins such as UST. And that's the problem here, is what a lot of the media is doing is they're putting out stories to try to FUD stablecoins in general, which I'm telling you, the government's behind this whole thing.
Yep.
The U.S. government, I want to be very clear on this. The U.S. government is 100% behind the crash of UST. And now, I don't know what, I'm sure they actually had this planned out to where they knew that if they did this liquidity crunch would come in, these would slightly lose their peg, okay? Now they're able, Janet Yellen, Tweety Bird Monster, Danny DeVito lookalike, is now able to continue to push this narrative that stablecoins are evil. Oh, Tether lost its peg. USDC lost its peg. But I tell you, USDC is sitting back in the wings. If you notice that USDC also lost its peg, where's the story on that?
Mm-hmm.
Start to wonder here how much of Coinbase is rolled into this dump. They're talking about bankruptcy yesterday, scaring people, USDC losing its peg, but nobody's attacking USDC. Why are you attacking Tether? Because Tether's the scam, right? I don't know. Seems to me like there's a much larger scam going on right now. It's called the U.S. government. Let's see. He explained that firms are buying USDT below $1 on some exchanges and are redeeming it for above $1 on Bitfinex and Tether's website. So pretty smart if you're able to do that. Government watching this stream. I'm sure they are. They watch everything. What do they not watch? They watch you in the bathroom. Let's be for real. All right, let's move on and talk about Terra a little bit here. Terra Labs shares emergency plans as Luna breaks below 10 cents. Let's actually get the latest look at where Terra is in UST. So UST right now is coming in. Now remember, it's supposed to be worth $1. Why is that not?
UST is actually still, you can just scroll down, still up there.
Well, yeah, but I was just trying to search it.
But Luna.
God, did you see where it was? It's at 41 cents. It's held 40 cents for a little bit here. Let's look at Terra Luna. Now the number 379 ranked project. No, Luna's not coming back, guys. Luna's dead. Luna is dead. I am here today to give you the official announcement. I'm very sorry if you're investing in it. We lost $80,000. I'm very sorry. Terra Luna is dead. This is the funeral.
Click the all.
It's at 1.1 cent. You ready to see the chart? That's the chart. It's now below where it launched.
That's what a 99.55% crash looks like.
That's unbelievable.
And
my heart goes out to people in it. You know, my heart goes out to people who were invested in Luna, did not take profits. And guys, this is why, you know, hodling is a great strategy for Bitcoin. It has been forever, but it's a much better strategy to take profits along the way. Because if you're thinking you're holding Terra Luna and it's going up and it's going to keep going up forever, you're okay holding it down. This is an argument against that. You know, it is very sad. And, you know, we probably need to have a funeral. We're going to have a video for you guys next week detailing all of this, Terra Luna, why it's dead, the whole genesis of where it started, how it got here. It's going to be a very, you know, informational video for you all to follow along. But guys, this is something, this was a coordinated attack from the U.S. government and a coordinated attack from BlackRock and Citadel, which of course we're going to look at here in just a second. They said they didn't do it. But this is dead. This is over. Do Kwon is, I mean, I don't know if he stays out of jail over this.
I think he's worried about staying alive right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's both.
From who? Well, from just investors?
Yeah, from angry people that lost a lot of money.
I mean, Bernie Madoff didn't get murdered.
I know. I'm just saying it's basically he doesn't want to get captured in any sense of the word is what I'm saying. Like, he's hiding out at this point. Ben, you
said to buy Luna at $30. Well, yeah, let's see how that would have worked out if you bought it at $30.
Yeah, I was going to say
let's see, guys. I said to buy Luna at $30 as our coin of the month. How that was probably in, I think we said it over here, but in April or in January. Sorry, I'm saying the wrong month here. In September, when it was around $30, we said buy it. We tell you to take profits. You could have ridden that thing all the way up to $116 for basically a 4X, right? Take profits. That's what we always tell you. Take profits.
They'd rather take our comments out of context.
Exactly. That's what you would rather take.
The guy in here this morning, too, said, oh, yeah, TJ said, you know, if you had bought Luna, you know, the play was buying Luna at $1 yesterday.
You would have 5X'd.
That's what we said on the show. Now it pumped to 5. Now you'd sell it, but that's it. That's the last chance you have with Luna. And he's like, oh, he said buy it at $1 yesterday. Today's it's at a penny. Come on, guys.
Guys, it went to 5. You should have sold it. That was a temporary move. That would have never been a permanent move.
That's exactly what we said.
This is where you have to understand, guys. Big brain here. Big brain. Everything's not a binary decision. Okay. Big brain. Okay. All right, let's talk about this because this is something really crazy. BlackRock and Citadel deny role in Terra's UST collapse. And let's actually go to Twitter here and let's check out Gemini. You guys can tell when I don't tweet because it's the days I'm not on Around the Blockchain. I do all my tweeting on Around the Blockchain and at like 11 o'clock in bed. Let's see here. Due to market conditions, we're switch trading. Limit only for those. We are aware of a recent story suggested Gemini made a 100K Bitcoin loan to large institutional counterparties that reportedly resulted in a sell-off in Luna. Gemini made no such loan. And let's see if we can find the tweet here. There's J Chains. You can see what he said. Where is the one that said?
Yeah, there it is.
So the lawyer in me is asking what kind of an agreement was it, if not a loan? So, and then here they're explaining, this guy's explaining how they could have done it without calling it technically a loan. So,
Right.
guys, this happened. I mean, I don't think you believe this happened for sure, correct?
Absolutely. I believe Citadel and BlackRock took these loans. I think they, there might be.
They own every company in the world. They can put it under any name they want.
Right. They can hide it. It was articulated as a attack vector early in the process. People knew this was an exploitable thing. They knew if you could obtain about $1 billion, you could get it done. They made about $1 billion through doing this, even without assuming they had shorts on Bitcoin, which I'm sure they did. So, I mean, this is how high-level markets are played. This is the game they play all day, every day.
And guys, let's remember who controls the media.
Yeah,
BlackRock and Vanguard. They own everything. Let's check this out. Let's see. BlackRock, Vanguard, CNN ownership. Let's see if they have CNN ownership.
I would say there's definitely some speculation involved, but there's enough facts out there that show something doesn't add up.
And we don't even know who Vanguard is really, right? Like, we know who the CEO of BlackRock is Larry Fink. We don't even know the CEO of Vanguard. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's a little mysterious if you actually look into the ownership of it. I'd have to look into this, but the point is BlackRock and Vanguard. BlackRock was the number 2 holder of Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 holder of Tesla. They're the major holders of almost every company out there. They can do this in a way, and then they can use the media to spin it in a way that makes them look like they're innocent. Guys, Vanguard and BlackRock are Satan himself. The evil you look for in the world, the evil that keeps the elites at the elite level and the dumb money at the dumb money level, it's BlackRock and Vanguard. We need an absolute revolution against these people. The problem is that they control every major corporation in the world. If you want to talk about a dystopian 1984 type novel about control of the world by the few, it's BlackRock and Vanguard. They are that. It won't be long probably before they come after me in this channel. It probably won't be long at this point, to be honest with you. Because you can't have these conversations without talking about these people, and they see everything. They know everything. That's why you have to use the public information. I can't use the non-public information about them that I know. If I do, then they do come after me. So the fact is, these people are running the world. They continue to run the world, and something's got to be done about it. But how? What's the answer? I would love people in the comments to say, what is the answer to this? And I think the only answer is what we're doing.
Yeah.
The only thing is what we're doing is talking about it and exposing it and pushing blockchain. Because here's the difference. I was on Charles Payne. How many of you guys saw me on Fox Business yesterday? A lot of people saw it. Okay. A lot of people saw it. The fact is, I'm attacking BlackRock and Vanguard on Fox Business. I'm sure they're not paying attention. I'm sure, guys. Yeah, I'm sure. They probably own Fox. I was on Charles Payne's show yesterday. I pointed out, same thing I pointed out on the show yesterday. The difference between now and what we've had in the past is that for the first time through blockchain, we can expose what these people are doing. They've done this forever. Forever, they've done this in the traditional markets. Blockchain, they're learning, they continue to do this, and they will continue to get exposed. That's why they need people like Jim and I working with them saying, oh, no, it wasn't them. I tell you what, I used to really respect the Winklevoss twins. I used to really respect them. I read Bitcoin Billionaires, really liked them. Felt like they were the good guys. They're just like everybody else in the traditional system.
Probably.
And I can tell you after that conversation that you told me about a conversation you had with somebody that works there.
Yeah, I feel similarly. They're
frauds. They're absolute frauds. Well, they're just like everybody else.
They're money guys.
They're pumping their own bags.
Yeah,
that's all they're doing is pumping their own bags by what they add on their exchange.
Yeah, they're out to make money, and they're not here for the cause. They're here for the dollar.
Oh man, it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah. And it is. And when you think about
It's daunting to think about what we're up against. You know?
yeah, well, because you think about all the stock market crashing, right? And I keep coming back to who's pulling that money out of Netflix is the same people that are pumping it up over here. So you pump Netflix up, get retail to buy it, then you pull it all out, let it crash 70-80%, and then you do the same thing. You take those billions of dollars. Hey, we got billions in cash. Why don't we take this loan against Bitcoin, crash Terra, short Bitcoin, short the stable coin, get an extra $1 billion.
We told you this last year. The only way to attack crypto is from the inside.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
And they know that.
They know that. That's what they've been doing. We've been talking about that for 2 years on this channel. We've been talking about these corporations and these elites and these, companies coming in, the institutions, the hedge funds, trying to attack crypto from the inside. This is what it looks like. We told you it was coming. This with Terra has been unprecedented, but it happened. And now it's here. Now we see the battle. I've told you this is a series of battles in a much longer war. We are battling. This was a battle, and guess who won? BlackRock and Citadel, they won this battle. Terra Luna, Do Kwon, you lost this battle. And I want to be careful. When I say Do Kwon's probably going to prison or to jail, or at least having, at least paying a big fine and being on house arrest or something, it's not because I think he did anything wrong necessarily. It's kind of like if you are in a car accident and it was an absolute accident, but someone dies, you're getting a vehicular manslaughter charge. Is it fair? It was an accident. You didn't mean to. You weren't drunk. You weren't, you were just normal. You turned, you didn't see somebody coming, they run into you, somebody dies. You got to be held responsible. That's the way the judicial system set up. That's the way the financial system set up too. Do Kwon's going to get held accountable for this. And it's very sad because it was coordinated attack, but it is what it is. All right, let's go here. What else do we have here? SEC's already sued Terraform Labs. There's every reason to investigate, UST lawyers say. We talked about this a little bit earlier today. Is that Mirror Protocol, which is built on Terra, already under investigation. Do Kwon already served on stage at a conference in New York City last year. So there's already, he already tried to get out on a logistical reason. Didn't work, so they're going to come after him. FSB chair. Crypto markets could threaten the global financial stability. What a coincidence.
Here we go.
The chairman of the Financial Stability Board, Klaus Knott.
Why do they always sound so...
Why are they always Klauses?
Yeah.
Raised concerns that the crypto sector could harm the monetary network in the future. In his view, the digital asset market is expanding at a fast pace, while some of the tokens are employed by criminals in illicit activities.
This is so tired. So sick of this.
For these reasons, policy work on crypto assets is a priority for the FSB. They want to regulate unbacked crypto. All crypto's unbacked. They want it regulated. The bottom line, look at Klaus. This is definitely a lizard person. You have to be kidding me.
He kind of reminds me of like 70-year-old Peyton Manning.
He does. He does actually.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's 70-year-old guy who plays Peyton Manning in a Lifetime movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he is right there. Look, I don't actually believe in lizard people yet. I don't actually believe it. I just use that kind of as a joke. But if they were real, this guy, Janet Yellen, and Gary Gensler are definitely the top candidates that I know of. Bottom line of our assessment is that crypto assets are fast evolving and could soon threaten global financial stability. The list of lawmakers and government officials that call upon imposing crypto rules keeps growing. Prominent member Christine Lagarde of the ECB, the European Central Bank, formerly head of the IMP, she has been urging the EU to strengthen crypto regulations. Big surprise. So we've got, they're ready. They're coming after. And then, of course, what about this? The dollar hits 2-decade high.
Speaking of things that aren't backed.
That's right. Speaking of things that aren't backed. But, I do just want to point out, guys, I do want to point out that people were crushing me on this channel when I was telling you last year the dollar was going to be the asset to be in. They were crushing me. This guy doesn't believe in crypto. What an idiot. Well, let's take the monthly view here, and let's see how far would you have to go back to find a more valuable dollar. You have to go all the way back to January 1st, 2003 to find a more valuable dollar. People were crushing me when I said it was going to go over this resistance and it might hit 110. Where are we at right now? 104.7. Nobody thought this was possible. We were the only people telling you this last year. All these other you know where we separate from people? We don't stick with the normal lines of thinking that we're told to think. If you're in Bitcoin and you're a Bitcoin YouTuber or you're a crypto influencer, your company line is fiat is a scam. Bitcoin is always going to be more valuable. That's based on a fiat currency collapsing overnight. And we're not going to get that, guys. That's not going to happen. No, fiat currencies do collapse overnight. The US dollar is not. Once again, string of battles in a much larger war. Right now, we're seeing this go up. Guys, when they turn the money printer down, the dollar gets more valuable. The reason why it's been crushed in value is because of the money printing. When they slow it down, the value goes up. Guys, the dollar is the reserve currency. It's the most powerful currency on the entire planet. It's not the most sound economically, but it's the most powerful. It's going to come back. It's going to bounce back. And we're seeing that right now at 104.7. We have this. This one doesn't get highlights. Dollar rose to fresh 2 decades high. Wednesday showed U.S. consumer price growth slowed sharply in April. Asian stocks fell. Dollar index is at 104.45. It's higher than that now. U.S. economy remains strong and inflation is still here. I've said this a lot of times over the last year, and I'll say it again. People do not understand the value of the U.S. dollar in the world economy. The world, as long as the U.S. dollar is the currency of the world, and I believe the digital dollar will be next in the next 5 years. It will officially take the place of the traditional U.S. dollar, and the U.S. digital dollar will be the reserve currency. The world can't afford for the dollar to collapse. The world cannot afford for the dollar to collapse. Therefore, the other countries of the world will also continue to prop up the dollar because they have so much until there's something that's more valuable, and it's going to be quite a while. That's why I say Bitcoin's probably 50 years away from being the reserve currency. I do think that will happen eventually, though.
They're saying in the chat now the Luna blockchain has stopped minting blocks. It's unconfirmed, but that's...
Hey, we officially called it dead.
Mm-hmm.
We said it was dead, and here we go. Wow. The dollar is being replaced as we speak in the world. Did you look at the chart I just showed you? Now, here's a question. It's kind of like this. They always tell you, when you're single and you're in your 20s, they say, most likely you've met the person that you're going to marry by the time you're 25 or whatever the case is. I don't know how internet dating rolls into that. But what I would tell you is the dollar, I believe, has met the currency that will take it out. But it's not going to be overnight. It's going to be a long time. And guys, if this doesn't prove that, you've got to get out of this mindset of, it's kind of like this, right? It's kind of like in crypto, you get in Bitcoin, you believe in Bitcoin, you see the future and you say, you have this epiphany. This is going to take over for sure. Yeah, but it's not going to happen overnight. On the inverse, you have the people that look at fiat currency and say, wow, it's obviously a scam. It's a Ponzi. And once you really see that in your brain, it's hard to comprehend how something like Bitcoin could not just replace it tomorrow. But it's a process. It's going to take a long time, guys.
Absolutely.
Elon Musk investigated by 2 separate agencies over Twitter acquisition. How about this? SEC is looking into the billionaire's delay in filing documents that must be submitted when an investor buys more than 5% of a company's stock. And the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is examining whether Musk violated... Federal Trade Commission? That's right. Right? That's FTC. I think so. Whether Musk violated a law by failing to report large transactions, which must be done to antitrust enforcement agencies. Did Elon Musk act in accordance of the law? A public forum that the SEC is looking at is significant because of disclosure-related reasons and inform stakeholders that the public, the investor in question could be seeking to control or influence a company. Well, I tell you what, I'm sure that, he's probably going to prison over this. Because imagine Elon Musk here. He's stealthily in the shadows operating to maybe own Twitter. No one knows this is happening. He needs to make sure he puts this out so that
Proper
all investors,
disclosures. Yeah.
because the investors, the stockholders, they're definitely much more likely to find out through that forum than on the news or on social media. This is how archaic our system is.
It's a joke. It reminds
is
me
laughable.
one of the first tweets that came out as it was all going down once it got locked in. Somebody said, "We'll know for sure how broken the system is if they come out with some legal loophole for some reason he can't make this purchase. It's proof that the internal system is just completely rigged and they're paid off to make these claims and make sure he can't put it through." They basically just paid attorneys, find a reason to block this sale.
Not the first time SEC's looked at Elon Musk, yada, yada, yada. Speaking of Elon Musk, Doge gets more love on Twitter and Ether gets more hate. As more people who understand crypto leave the space. Sentiment analysis running across years worth of tweets has found that Ether is Twitter's least favorite crypto of 5 studied. How about that? Dogecoin received the most attention. I'm very curious to see how they actually considered it to be liked or unliked. Ether has taken out the top spot on Twitter as the most hated of 5 cryptos. Let's see what they are. According to the analysis, which looked at Bitcoin, Cardano, Dogecoin, Ether, and Litecoin, Ether was firmly the most negatively associated. 29% of all tweets containing a negative sentiment. The decision not to include Ripple, which has ardent fans but also passionate critics, probably makes the study less comprehensive than it should have been. I think if you're including Litecoin over XRP, then you're probably not doing it right, guys. Bitcoin was the second most hated coin on Twitter with 27% total negativity score. I mean, this is so stupid. Dogecoin's popularity was closely linked to the token's relationship with Elon Musk. Yada, yada, yada. Basically, Doge gets less hate. Crypto probably is what it is. And look, I think there's a lot of, it's kind of, do you know what the most highly analyzed text in the history of the world is?
The Bible.
The Bible. Obviously, the Bible. The funny thing is about higher text critics, or what do they call them? It's not higher text. It's higher criticism on the Bible, whatever it is. If you take the way that the Bible is criticized in terms of history and different texts and different translations, no other book in the history of the world is held to the same level of esteem when it comes to the higher criticism. If you go look at texts from Odysseus or Homer and you find different versions, nobody says that it's not valid. They're just like, oh, this is a different version. And those are fiction, right? Those are fictional books. There's actually other historical nonfiction accounts. What happened? It's not held to the same regard. Why? Because the Bible's the Bible, right? There's religion based on the text. Therefore, it should be criticized at a higher level. There's more at stake. This is what I'm trying to tell you. There's more at stake with the Bible than there is from another historian that wrote around the same time, okay? I actually have a Bible degree. But anyways, the point is that when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum, they should be the most highly criticized. There's more at stake with the two of them. Therefore, it makes sense that they're the most highly criticized. It doesn't mean they're the most hated. They're the most highly criticized. And I would argue that a large part of those, just like if you look at critics of the Quran and critics of the Bible, right? Like most of them would criticize each other because they're the two most read books in the world. Bitcoin, Ethereum, most of the hate back and forth between them are probably most likely from people that are in the other camp, right? So it all kind of makes sense when you break it down, you think about it like that. I think this is actually a pretty interesting. Whereas Litecoin, who cares? Like, who cares about Litecoin? Like, Litecoin is a dead project at this point in my mind. You agree? It's dying. Yeah. Litecoin's not going to be around in 20 years, I don't believe.
It's pointless, basically.
It is completely pointless. I agree 100%. Okay. All right. Azuki NFTs creators to refund investors after admitting to multi-million-dollar rug pulls. I'd be really interested to get Justin Williams' take on this because
Yeah, that was big news because there was a huge project. I remember seeing when it broke. I can't remember off the top of my head what the NFT project was. I want to say Red something, but yeah, that's interesting. So he's paying back users?
Yeah, people love this Azuki NFT. I don't know what's going on with it. The founder, for his past failed project.
Yeah.
He's admitted that he rug pulled, but he made so much money on this one, he's going to pay them all back.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is rich right here. This is rich. SEC go after him, you think?
I mean, he's admitting it.
Can't admit you're rug pulling. My gosh. Founder detailed how he built and left 3 NFT collections, crypto funks, tendies, and crypto. I remember hearing about the tendies.
Mm-hmm.
Floor price of Azuki fell 50% after he said this. People don't want to support him. He said, I effed up. I realized my shortcomings and how I handled the prior projects. I mean, there's a level of this that you kind of respect, that's him taking responsibility. But, I mean, it's kind of like, it's kind of like, I'm thinking about like something that might have happened on The Walking Dead. Like somebody saves your life. They save your life. But then you found out that like 20 years before or 10 years before they killed your father. Like, how do you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're excited, like, oh, this person just saved my life. And then you're like, oh, wait, but this person killed my father. Like, the conflict there, and I think that's kind of the similar tension that people are feeling is, okay, well, thanks for admitting that. Thanks for making this awesome NFT project, but also, you were a serial scammer?
Right.
So, interesting.
And then obviously makes you think, well, why wouldn't you scam this time?
Yeah.
And probably didn't think about that when he made that tweet. They're like, oh, everybody that's in this project I'm currently in is going to get screwed too.
Well, no, no, I don't think that's the case at all because he rug pulled those. These is already a very successful project selling on the secondary market.
No,
so
I know.
He can't rug pull this.
I'm
Like,
not
this
saying
can't be a
he's
scam.
rug pulling it. I just don't think he took into account the negative effects it's going to have on those people too. Like a founder of another project, I admitted I had rug pulled on the last 3. You know, people are naturally going to think you're going to rug pull on this one, so.
The real question is, did they know you were the child of the father that they killed when they saved your life? That's deep. Yeah, of course he knew that. Let's see. This is what Zach said. He said, when you see multiple instances of negligence, I'd say it's fair to call a project a rug pull. Failure for a project is when you make a reasonable effort, but it still manages to fail. So basically what people are doing here is, so this is something we talk about a good time, which is what is truly a rug pull. A rug pull actually has a definition. It's when the liquidity is pulled. Rug pull has became now known in the crypto vernacular to mean scam. But that's not technically what a rug pull is. And what Zach is saying here is when someone has had multiple instances of creating a failed project, and by failed, they still made a bunch of money on it, but the project didn't flourish, then there's a pattern of behavior. So while the liquidity wasn't pulled, you can certainly say that after multiple instances that he was rug pulling. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I also don't necessarily not agree with it, if that makes sense. I don't like the use of the word rug pull it's synonymous with crypto scam. I don't think that's good. I think that negates education on what a true rug pull of liquidity is. So, because look, if you launched an ICO and your project just failed and your tech was bad, then that's not a rug pull if you legitimately tried. If you legitimately tried to make it work and people just didn't like it, then that's not a rug pull. That's a failure. It's like you don't call when a business, when a restaurant opens in your area and people go and they eat there a bunch and then it closes down, you don't call that a rug pull. You say, well, they tried, it failed, the food sucked. Well, maybe these NFTs sucked, or maybe the marketing sucked, or maybe the tech sucked, whatever it was behind a project that failed. Doesn't mean it's a rug pull. So I just want people to be clear about that. But I do think that it is fair to say if someone does this over and over again with multiple failures to where they're profiting but nobody else is, you can certainly, I think, make an argument that that's a scam. I just don't like the word. Okay. Azuki prices fall 60%. Man, might be a good time to get in this. How much are they? Around 11 ETH. Well, what is that? $24,000 now?
Yeah, I'd rather buy ETH.
Yeah. I don't know, actually. I mean, these Azukis were crushing it. You know, this Azuki was right on the verge of becoming a blue chip.
Mm-hmm.
Azuki, in my opinion, there's 4 or 5 projects that are right under CryptoPunks, Bored Apes, and Mutant Apes that are right there on possible. You agree, Johnny? Yeah, Johnny agrees. Johnny agrees. Johnny does all the research for the morning show. Shout out to Johnny. But Azuki was right on the verge, I think, of becoming that next one when this happened. Now, I think this is going to hold it back from getting there, but, you know, I don't know. I was thinking about getting one at one point. Charles Hoskinson, global economy will collapse as it cannot sustain itself. I mean, I think that's what we're seeing right now with food shortage and stuff, right? It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Creator and founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, expressed his opinion in a YouTube live stream on the current crypto space. He talks about aggressive bearish pressure, inflation, rate hikes, rising living costs, yada, yada, yada. The ADA founder also emphasized the impact this has on global economy. So there you go. So
also, while we're at it, I had put Raoul Pal had a pretty good thread on his macro take that he posted this morning. It might be worth looking at. You don't have to, but
possibly.
It was pretty good. It was just like talking about the global economic status from bonds and you know, kind of the flow of everything. Macro views.
That's a pin tweet. Here it is. I've talked about before. I think we're going to go into a pretty nasty recession, or are in one. I've been saying that as well. Layoffs are coming. We told you last year. Layoffs and housing pricing falling would be something we would see this year. It looks like it's coming to fruition. Demand destruction is everywhere due to tightening. Sentiment is bad. That just by writing this tweet of my thoughts in order to help people, my comment section will be full of personal attacks. Yeah, keep calm and carry on. Stick to your framework. Relentlessly test your hypothesis. Keep an open mind. Filter out the noise and focus. Opportunity comes out of crisis. I just tweeted about this 2 days ago. Looking to add, eat, and get wildly bullish bonds, and I'm averaging in to high beta growth. I mean, I got to be honest with you at this point. I mean, I think there's an argument to be made for our portfolio to move everything into XRP, Cardano, ETH, and Sandbox. I think there's an argument to be made there. I don't see the point of being in Avalanche right now. I don't see the point of being in Polkadot right now. Chainlink, I'd probably keep Chainlink in there. I think right now we could even go smaller on the portfolio. Because when you're looking at what really flourishes during these times and what sets you up for the most growth potential, they're the winners. And I think if anything else is shown, if Terra Luna can break down like this, a lot of people are saying Avalanche is next, by the way, guys. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that. I'm not telling you Avalanche is going to get attacked next. But some people are saying the next coordinated attack in crypto is going on to Avalanche. I'm just telling you what the rumor is. I got nothing to verify that other than tweets and some Reddit posts. But, you know, I don't, there could be something next, you know, something could be next. You know, real top is Bitcoin, ETH, ADA, XRP. That's why I think Sandbox is right there, guys. I really do. Sandbox is the one I would not want to get rid of. All right, let's see. Do we have any XRP news? XRP case. Could the SEC case against Ripple falter over a conflict of interest? Newly discovered documents suggested a possible conflict of interest from a former SEC official when he made a speech about Ether with some claims could jeopardize SEC's case against Ripple. If you're in the XRP army, make sure to throw it up. By the way, there's a gentleman that watches the show, comes to our gym, and you know, I'll tell you, if you're in the XRP army and you see me in public and you come talk to me, I'll give you the tea. I'll show you what we got coming. So I showed it to him yesterday. He's blown away by what we're going to be doing. When I tell you that this is going to be the greatest event in crypto history, it's going to be the greatest event in crypto history. It's going to be the most fun event in crypto history. We got a meeting this afternoon. We're going to be sorting out some details on it. So definitely something to get excited about. Newly discovered documents could pose a major roadblock for the U.S. SEC in its case against Ripple if they prove a former commission official had a conflict of interest, talking about ETHgate here. In Wednesday, corruption watchdog Empower Oversight claimed the documents obtained under Freedom of Information request suggested William Hinman had a conflict of interest. He should not have made the 2018 speech in which he stated Ether and its transactions are not securities. They have a full report on this. According to the nonprofit watchdog, Hinman should have recused himself from speaking about Ether due to his undisclosed direct financial interest with the Simpson, Thatcher, and Bartlett law firm as a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. And guys, this is really how it should be when you hear a conspiracy theory like ETHgate. When you first hear it, you should be skeptical. You shouldn't immediately believe everything you hear about something like that when people are talking about it. But the more that I've looked into it, and we like to call it SEC Gate here, William Hinman Gate is what this really is. Doesn't have anything with the Ethereum chain. Joseph Lubin certainly can be tied into this, but certainly Vitalik has nothing to do with this. The Ethereum Alliance is a separate entity. It's not Ethereum itself. It's not the Ethereum Foundation. Simpson Thatcher is a law firm that is a member of the EEA, doesn't necessarily represent the entire views of the EEA, but it's for sure there is something extremely dirty that smells to high heavens over all this. And so I have definitely turned on this. There is definitely a lot to this conspiracy. Not actually a conspiracy. There's a lot proven with it to show that William Hinman had vested interest in giving this speech. And while it wasn't included in the original draft, throwing out Ethereum on the same level with Bitcoin. So there you go. Very, very scary stuff, what's going on there. Ben is looking thinner. Must be the crypto stress.
I don't think you're
How
stressed.
about I'm just trying to get shredded?
Are you stressed?
Am I stressed?
Yeah.
No. I like people, a lot of times they're like, you look so tired. Guys, I've had raccoon eyes since I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
So, no, I actually went to sleep. I did go to bed a little bit later because we didn't get back from the softball game that I almost got thrown out 2 weeks in a row at. I'm actually calling the umpiring organization. The same umpire almost cost us 2 games in a row. Absolutely horrible. Shouldn't be out there, but I don't want to get into that. I'm not going to give you his name because that would be rude. That would make me a Karen. But the point here is that, I didn't get home till 11 o'clock last night. I still got 9 hours of sleep, guys. I don't get up till 8 every day. So don't worry. I don't stay up late. I'm fine. I just have raccoon eyes. It is what it is. ApeCoin rebounds after the ape price crashes. Metaverse casino ordered by 5 state regulators to shut down immediately. This is Flamingo Casino Club, a Russian-affiliated metaverse casino. There you go. PancakeSwap governance proposal set to cap cake supply at $750 million. Mortified crypto trader gets 42 months for fraud, claiming he was a total gun.
What does that mean? What does that even mean?
I don't even understand. This is the Coin Signals guy. Do you remember this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. He scammed $5 million from 170 investors. Basically, he was saying he was going to borrow money. Guys, don't ever let someone trade crypto for you. That's a scam every single time. Yeah. Every single time, that's a scam. Crypto trader defrauded 170 people. Was sentenced to 42 months in prison. He'd probably get out after 2 years or so. Hope he learns a lesson here. Let's see. What is a total gun?
Yeah. Is that a typo or does that mean something?
It's just one of one here.
I think that's a mistake. A total.
Here, let me look up the word total. Nope. I don't know. Let's see. He said he was mortified by his own behavior, so he was unqualified, entered a world he was totally unprepared for, completely unprepared for. So I don't know what that's supposed to say. I'm not sure. There you go. Leaked reports, I'll create to establish crypto framework by 2024. That's good because we'll be bullish then. Chile put CBDC plan on hold. So there you go. Got time for just a couple questions here.
Okay, couple ones, some from earlier in the show.
We can run through them. I'll just run through them quick.
We'll go quick.
I gotta
Damon, could you name a few coins that have dropped that you are confident will return in the next bull cycle?
Chainlink, Cardano, XRP, Sandbox, Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Ethereum.
Those are the ones I'm the most confident on right now.
Cardano.
I think FTT. I really believe FTT and CRO are right there as well.
Yeah. Buy more ADA or wait?
Great time to scale in.
Yeah, I agree. With the failure of UST, is there no chance for a decentralized stablecoin?
You can't stop a decentralized stablecoin.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually. It's going to take them a while to get it right, but somebody will.
Yeah, you can't stop it.
Could someone take over Luna, resurrect it under new leadership? Possibly.
Someone will try, and it will be a failure. It will be dead from go.
BitBoy, can Bitcoin return to its peak?
Absolutely. Bitcoin will make new all-time highs probably at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025.
If you had $5,000 to $10,000 to invest right now, would you put it in Bitcoin or ADA and Ethereum?
Ethereum.
Yeah.
Ethereum's number one right there due to the ETH merge. All right, guys, that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you got questions, bring them back tomorrow. That's all we got. Be blessed. Hey, great opportunity out there right now. BitBoy out.